What's up, viewers? The Oculus Quest 2. Is it cash or is it trash? The Oculus Quest is of course the newest version of Oculus from Facebook. This is a standalone VR headset, which means you don't need to have a VR-ready computer to experience virtual reality. If you have a VR-ready PC, then you can play beefy games like Star Wars Squadron and Half-Life Alyx. The Quest 2 has got a little upgrade, a much higher resolution, 1832 by 1920 pixels per eye. They did downgrade something, and that is the use of a LCD panel instead of an OLED display like on the previous versions of Oculus, which means that colors are not as accurate as on the previous version, and the black levels are more towards the grayish tint. You will notice it in darker scenes, so for someone who's using a VR headset for the very first time, you won't notice it. And the colors on the Quest 2 are, in my opinion, okay. You won't notice it unless you have like many VR headsets, but in my case, this is the only headset I have, so I don't notice any difference. You can choose between the 64GB and the 265GB. If you are like an on-the-go person or you don't want to uninstall games, then the 265GB might be the best option for you. If you have a tighter budget and you uninstall games when you've completed a game, then the 64GB might suit you better. The price difference between the 64GB and the 265GB is $100. Games on the Oculus Quest 2 are between 500MB and 3GB, which means that you can install plenty of games on the 64GB and on the 265GB. Of course, the 265GB has much more storage, but the storage can be used for like videos and other contents. The Quest 2 is much more powerful than the previous version of Oculus, which means that in the future games are getting optimized to take fully advantage of the Quest 2 hardware. So beware of that. The Quest 2 requires your Facebook login, which means that, well, theoretically, you will find your friends on the Oculus Quest. So for some of you, this can be a downside to buy the Oculus Quest 2. For the people who don't give a shit, then this is a really good headset. The Oculus Quest has a strap like any other VR headset, but this strap, well, I won't say it's really comfortable, but in my case, I feel it more towards uncomfortable, and that is because if you, well, put the Oculus Quest on your head, then after like maybe 30 minutes in my case of playtime, I notice the wave on my head, and you can feel it actually on your cheekbones and on your nose. So that is the moment that you have to take a break from playing. Well, the pros are the immersion, the affordability, PC VR compatible, and of course the cool games. What are the cons? Well, that is Facebook login and black levels are a bit grayish. The Oculus Quest has built-in speakers that produce 3D positional sound. The sound of the Quest 2 is comparable with like a speaker of the iPhone 11. If you want to immerse yourself inside the virtual reality world, then you can use your own audio headset via 3.5mm jack. Well, if you want to have a fully wireless VR experience and Facebook login doesn't bother you, then the Oculus Quest 2 is of course the thing for you.